What is going on, everybody? It's Nothing But Skills here, and today we're going to be talking about Title Update 10.1. So if you guys haven't heard, Title Update 10.1 will be the next update that they are focusing on. Now, this isn't going to be a huge update like 10.0 or 9.0. This is just going to be a little upgrade to 10.0 that we just got. But there are some really good changes in here that's going to help prove the PvE and PvP experience overall in the Division 2. So hopefully these small changes continue to come for the future. So let's talk about it real quick. The first thing they did address was loadout swapping, and this addresses for everybody. This helps out everybody. So loadout swapping and revive hype changes behavior so that agents can swap loadouts even if skills are on cooldown. And this is amazing because I know a lot of times if you go down and your revive hive goes off and you're like, man, I do want this, I want to keep my revive hive, but I just want to swap my loadout. You cannot even swap your loadout, and that sucks. But they are changing that, so now you will be able to swap loadouts even if skills are on cooldown. And what they also did to help out with the whole revive hive, because usually if you're on skill tier 0, you usually have 3 or 4 charges. Well, they're going to reduce that to 1 charge at skill tier 0. And you receive 1 charge per skill tier. So if you're skill tier 6, you'll have 6 charges for your revive hive. But reducing the revive hive charges and cooldown time to shorten wait time before skills can be changed. So they adjusted that. So now you guys 100% should be able to swap through your loadouts a lot better, a lot quicker, and then hopefully if you are still using revive hive, you can still be able to use the other loadout that you have plus the other skill you have. So hopefully that helps everybody. I know that's going to help me out tremendously, and I know a lot of the people I play with were kind of complaining about this too. They're like, man, I can never switch my loadout. How come they fixed it? And I'm glad, and hopefully they keep doing small tweaks like this. So they also got into the Foundry set. The Foundry set with the shields. The Foundry 3-piece bonus armor regen will be reduced, but increases overall shield health by equivalent of 1 skill tier. So they're going to be boosting up the shield health, right? But the armor regen is going from 3% to 1%. So that's the big trade-off that they're doing for us. They're going to give us more shield health, but they're going to reduce the armor regen. I guess they felt that the armor regen was a little bit too powerful. Now they are doing the Forge Name holster will be buffed to be equivalent to plus 1 skill tier of bonus shield health. So the Forge Name holster is getting a buff too, so you can actually put those two together probably and have yourself a pretty solid build. But yeah, those are the big changes coming to the Foundry gear set, and then of course to shields in general with Forge Name holster giving a buff to the shield health. Now PvP got a lot of mention in 10.1, so they're going to be increasing assault rifle damage to better solidify AR power in its optimal range. So all assault rifles will have more power at its optimal range, so they're going to be increasing the damage. I want to see how much damage they're increasing and where that damage. I'm assuming the fall off, the drop off for the AR damage will not be dropping as much, so we'll see. The fire starter chem launcher initial explosion damage will be significantly reduced. So if you notice, when you initially shoot the fire starter chem launcher, it explodes, right? And you get that initial 300k 400k damage, and then you have the ticks right after that. Well, they're going to reduce the initial explosion, so that initial that blows everything up, and then the ticks will be the same, but that's where you guys are going to feel the difference when you use that. But they did say the fire starter sticky bomb launcher damage will also be reduced too. So the sticky bomb damage fire starter will be reduced, and the fire chem launcher initial explosion damage will be reduced. So they are reducing those two. They felt like those were a little bit overused, overpowered, and they want to balance them with the other skills in general. And all deployable skills will take increased damage from enemy players. So you guys know shooting drones, right? Those striker drones is a pain. Shooting any kind of drone is a pain. Well, now they're going to take less shots to destroy. So they may still be harder to shoot, but they're going to take less shots for you to destroy them, which is amazing, because right now, like if you fight someone with a 6 skill tier skill and they're hitting you with the striker drone, that thing is a pain to shoot, and they're shooting you, it's just a nightmare. But they're going to be changing that, so those skills are still going to be viable, but just so you guys know that they will take more damage from players. Now the hive skills, this is one that I thought took them a while to give us. The booster hive behavior changing will no longer increase weapon damage. Instead, it will provide hazard protection. So it's going to remind me a lot of the immune station in the Division 1. So you remember the immune station back when we used to have a reclaimer? He would run an immune station, or you would even run an immune station so you wouldn't be burned or anything. Well, the booster hive was giving us weapon damage, right? So they're taking that away, and they're going to give us hazard protection. So 20% at skill tier 0 and 60% at skill tier 6 applies to PvE as well. So the hive skill is going to be for both. So now if you have a healer who drops it down, and most likely going to be skill tier 6, they're going to be giving you 60% hazard protection, which is pretty insane. So I'm kind of excited to see that. So all hive drones will gain increased movement and travel speed with increasing skill tiers. So that's another really cool thing. So all the hive drones will gain increased movement and travel speed with increasing. So that means you're going to move a little bit faster, right? And that's cool. So the hive skills did get a nice little buff, but some people are a little upset that the booster hive, they took away that increased weapon damage, but we didn't have that before that. So I kind of like the hazard protection being there, especially with so many status effects being part of PvP and PvE. Now, loot was a big concern for a lot of people because they've been getting rainbow rolls, and they've been still getting a little bit of lower rolls. I've noticed a big change in the loot since Title Update 9, but now they're going to improve it even more in Title Update 10.1. Loot roll minimums will be increased in Title Update 10.1. Higher chances for maximum roll loot. Improved average loot drop quality. So they're just improving all the loot because they realized that, yeah, they improved it in 10.0, but it still needs some work, right? It still needs a little bit of work, and that's what they're doing there. Rainbow rolls on loot are being investigated, but will not make it in time for 10.1. So even though you can get weapon damage, you can get hazard protection, and you can get skill haste, they don't really want to have all those. A lot of hybrid players don't mind those, but a lot of other people, if they're looking for all red rolls, it drives them crazy. So they're going to try to fix that where it's not all over the place. They're also going to do more core improvements to rolls coming in TU11. So in TU11, that will be where you will see 100% the big change to rolls. But in Title Update 10.1, it's definitely going to make a difference, right? And they actually showed us a graph and explained it a little bit better. So here you go.
And we're also going to raise the chance of a maximum power item, and that will differ from difficulty to difficulty. But for argument's sake, you can go to the next slide, and this is kind of the result that will lead to. So the yellow area is again the stuff that will just not happen at all anymore. That's just gone because we raised the minimum. Then we still have the green area of the chances happening there. And the red area is much smaller. And it's still okay to have a little bit of that red area as long as it's compensated on the right of that red area, which means a higher chance for the most powerful items. And that's a change that we're going to do in 10.1.
So TLDR, more max rolls, less min rolls.
So there you have it, more max rolls, less min rolls, exactly what we were looking for. Also, if we take a look at the caches, they said that the field proficiency in Dark Zone caches improved to be on par with heroic difficulty. So when you open those up, you should be seeing better loot out of them. And then also the clan caches were also improved to be on par with legendary difficulty. So get in a clan, try to find a clan, work hard, and if you guys do well, get enough XP, you can get those really good items from those clan caches. So I thought that was pretty cool. Give something for clans to work towards as a group, and hopefully you guys can get those weekly caches from the clan vendor, well, the clan stash. Then they also said exotics missions will be more likely to drop targeted loot mission specific exotics instead of getting exotics you are not farming for. So they did make a big change in Title Update 10 where when you're farming targeted loot, you're more likely you're supposed to be getting that exotic. So if you're farming sniper rifles and you already have completed the Nemesis, you were supposed to be able to get the Nemesis to drop. The same with the Liberty for the pistol, the SMG, the Chatterbox, or the Lady Death, stuff like that. But sometimes you're farming for those and then you'll get the exotic chest piece because it used to drop on that mission more. But they want to improve that more and more, and that's what they're focusing for in 10.1. So missions will be more likely to drop targeted loot mission specific exotics instead of getting exotics you're not farming for. I thought that was perfect. They wanted you guys to remember that 10.1 is an interim patch between more substantial 10.10 and 10.11. So 10.11 is going to be a huge update. 10.1 is something in between. Now, they did say that the full patch notes will be available on their forums as they get closer to the release on July 21st. So July 21st is the release date for 10.1, and then 10.1 will also be implemented with the missing audios for various pieces of Season 2 content. Additional details for this available on our forum. So they do have a live stream big event tomorrow. I'll be live streaming on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, we'll be live here. We can watch it together, talk about the games they show. Maybe they'll even drop some Division 2 update content coming. Who knows? Hopefully we see something soon. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That's going to wrap up this video. I appreciate the support. I will see you guys in the next Division 2 video. But until then, Nothing But Skills is out.